Hi friends, I'm outside in my yard and I'm on the hunt for a rainbow. Come along with me, see if you can help me find one. As you can see, my lawn needs a little mowing, but we try to put that off as long as possible because the bees love all these wonderful flowering things you see. All these little things that folks call weeds. But I do find them so lovely. I'm going to bring you in closer here and look at these little guys. They are a lovely shade of purple and a little bit of blue. They're very lovely. I think I'll pick a, this plant seems to have some really lovely purple, pink, kind of fuchsia blossoms. They're very shaggy. I wonder if they want to be part of our rainbow. Lovely little patch with a little bit of pink. Would you like to be part of our rainbow? Look at that lovely bit of soft green. Oh, I just want to run my toes across it. Oh, I see a little bit of red. I wonder if it would like to be part of our rainbow. But until we can see each other again, we're making these little videos to share. I hope you'll enjoy them. This video is for my art play class, as well as the regular preschool students will also enjoy it. Last week in art play, we read this book called Planting a Rainbow by Lois, Ehlert. And I am going to read it again if you will bear with me. We were missing one or two friends last week, and then this is in case any of the preschoolers have never heard this story. It's a lovely book and it's been well loved, my copy. So I think I'm missing one page, but we'll get through it. Planting a Rainbow. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow. In the fall, we buy some bulbs and plant them in the ground. Now, this is the part Miss Reneé has trouble with because I have a hard time remembering to plant my bulbs in the fall. And plants that come from bulbs are daffodils and tulips and crocuses and iris. All of these things like to go in the ground when it's cold and warm up with the spring, and then they are some of the first things we see in the springtime. We order seeds from catalogs and wait all winter long. This lovely weather we're having gets me real excited. I'm ready to plant some seeds, but it's not quite time yet. We wait all winter long for spring to warm the soil and sprout the bulbs. Oh, and there's a hyacinth. That's this blue one right here. They smell so good. So the bulb is in the ground, the stem comes up, and the roots go down. Then it's time to go to the garden center to select some seedlings. I always enjoy doing this as well. It's fun to go over to Logan's, and there's a place called Campbell's off of Tryon Road that's a lot of fun, and even Lowe's and Home Depot. This is the time of year they're going to start having lots of plants available. We sow the seeds and set out the plants, and our rainbow starts to grow. Oh, it takes a little patience, but it goes from being so small to bigger and grow and grow. Wow, look at all of these beautiful flowers. So lovely. We have some red flowers. Looks like we've got a poppy, a rose, a tulip, and orange flowers. Another poppy, a zinnia, a tulip, and this cool thing right here is called a tiger lily. Isn't that beautiful? and some yellow flowers. So I can tell that these are all one of my favorites, daffodils. And then this one here is a daisy and a marigold. And marigolds are nice to plant around your tomato plants and different veggies that you plant because the bugs don't like the way they smell. We grow something green. Now you can find lots of green outside right now, especially with the clover that's everywhere. The bees are going to be so happy soon. These green plants are ferns, and I love them because they have these kind of curly-Q tops, fiddlehead ferns, almost a spiral. And some blue flowers. And you know, blue flowers are kind of hard to come by. Right now in my yard, I don't have anything that's really blue, a lot more purple. This one here with the cool star in the middle, that is a morning glory, and it's a vine, and it likes to grow up things and attach. Where I grew up, when I was your age, there are lots and lots of fields, and morning glories grow wild everywhere there, all along the ditch banks and all along the corners of the fields. So where I'm from, people don't consider these flowers, they consider them weeds. This is a delphinium, a hyacinth, and a cornflower. So beautiful. Ooh, and some purple flowers too. Look at how beautiful. I love the Dutch iris. And it looks like pansies, which we have at Arts Together, asters, violets, which are in my yard right now, and possibly in yours, crocus, and phlox. And phlox is a flower that I grew up with, and it grows in a tall variety like this, but right now you can also see a lot of creeping phlox, which is low to the ground, almost like a ground cover. And it's kind of a pinky purple color, and it's blooming a lot right now. And there it is, our rainbow. Look at how beautiful all of those flowers are. Well, before we know it, the flowers are going to be everywhere, but they're starting out kind of slow because it's just starting to warm up. And so I have gone around my yard and tried to find all the beautiful colors of the rainbow. And it's a little tricky, I will admit. I don't really seem to have much blue, more lavender that we can let be blue. Red was hard to come by right now, so I picked these lovely berries. And then these are the violets I was talking about that are growing. And these, oh, isn't that lovely? Make a beautiful little earring. It's very, like it wants to just dance and dance. And here's more, it has a beautiful stripe of purple over top of the lavender. And of course, these are one of my favorite things. These are dandelions. And a lot of people spend a lot of money and time to not have these in their yards. But I consider them a treasure because they're a lovely plant that gives you this beautiful blossom as well as a beautiful seed head that you get to blow and make a wish on. So anything that you can make a wish on, I don't call a weed. But I love these when they come in my yard because they just add color. And the bees love them. So we have those. We have lots of little, green is a great color to find right now. I bet if you look somewhere in your yard, you may be able to find some clovers. So we've got some green. So the way that our alphabet goes is Roy G. Biv, which is an interesting thing to remember. But so ROYGBIV. The R stands for red, the O stands for orange, the Y stands for yellow, The G stands for green. The B stands for blue. The I for indigo, which is a dark blue. And the V for violet or purple. Now we picked these earlier, and they are off of a plant called columbine, and they're so interesting. It's got yellow and orange. What a little gift that is. And then of course these dainty little beautiful flowers. So we've got quite a little rainbow started here, and what we're going to do today is we're going to use these natural materials to make a rainbow collage. There is an artist named Andy Goldsworthy, and he creates art and photographs it, but all of his art is created using natural elements. He'll find leaves that are a certain color or a certain plant that he can get a certain color from, and he makes all of these gorgeous, gorgeous sculptures. Just miraculous things, and they're only meant to last for a little while and then they're gone. So it's a very tedious job, and there are wonderful videos with his work. If you get a chance, I think you should check them out. Ask your mom and dad to Google Andy Goldsworthy, and I think you'll love to see what he does just out in nature. So today you can decide if you want a large rainbow or a small rainbow. I had these two size different plates. I'm going to go with a small one today just to demonstrate for you, because as I always say in the art room, you didn't come to watch me do art, you came to do art. So if you have scissors at home, I suggest you get at a table. You don't want to be sitting in the middle of the floor cutting, but get yourself at a work table. And if your mom and dad says it's okay, get your scissors, and you may cut your plate in half. Now sometimes it's nice to kind of give yourself an idea where half is. And that is a terribly not straight line, but that's about half for me. So I'm gonna take my scissors, and my alligators are hungry, so I'm gonna gobble up that line. And again, you can get an adult to help you with this. And then you're gonna end up with this kind of little half shape. And we're gonna start making our rainbow. So we know that it starts at the top with red. It seems like this is a good place to start. Now, you may have berries in your yard like these, and we have berries on our bushes at Arts Together, nice little red berries on the holly bushes. These are wonderful snacks for the birds and for other wildlife. They are not wonderful snacks for humans. So you may make art with these, but you don't want to eat these. You don't want to leave them where a sibling can get them. So just be mindful of that. So with the bean, or the, not beans, they're not beans. With the berries, I think I will start with just straight glue, because they're kind of big and round. And they're probably gonna need a little bit more glue. And you know how Miss Reneé always has trouble with the glue tips of our glue. As you can see, I'm currently having trouble. So I'm gonna take a little break, and I'll be right back, and we'll fix that. Okay friends, what you're gonna do is take your half of your paper plate. I have mixed a little water and glue together, depending on how heavy your materials are. Like with these, I feel like I need a lot more glue, so I'm gonna go to my glue bottle and put a line of glue around just to help hold them stronger. And then I think with most of the flowers, you'll be able to just brush on the glue and brush them flat. But because these are round, it's going to be a little harder for them to stay. But if you build it this way, there's a nice little tray if all you can find, or a nice little shelf if all you can find are these little berries. So you're just going to continue on, starting with your red, then your orange, then your yellow, then your green, then your blue, then your indigo, then your violet. And like I said, with some of these, you'll be able to just brush on the glue. Here is the one that I have finished. I'm kind of piggybacking off of Miss Karen, who is a dance teacher in the preschool. She made these wonderful rainbow wands, dancing ribbon sticks. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is piggybacking off of that just a little bit. So here, I'm scared to pick it up, is the finished product. And it's just a nice little fun activity that you can do with whatever you can find out in your yard. Now, I didn't have a lot of blue because blue's hard to come by, so it's mainly purple, but I could have decided to use my imagination and use pink instead. Just see what you can find and make the most of what you find, and sometimes you get something greater than you thought you were going to start out with.